Hello and welcome back to 3 Plus Listening MOOC. Improve your listening skills through practice with your instructor, Professor Ania Wahmish from University of Orange. Today we're going to start with the first course entitled Essentials of the Listening Skills. Let us start with the second part, which will be devoted to the types and styles of listening. Rick Warren said, "You see pain with your eyes, but you sympathize with your ears." Sometimes the greatest way to serve someone is just by listening. Behind every need is a story. Upon completion of this course, you will be able to identify the different types of listening, recognize the characteristic features of each type, spot nuances between different types of listening, determine the listener preference profile and listening style, make an analogy between types of listening and styles of listening, and to accommodate to the appropriate listening types when listening to diverse materials. Let's consider the general types of listening. The basic types of listening are discriminative and comprehensive listening. Discriminative listening aims at discovering meaning through sensitivity to body language, tone, pace, and other aspects of speech apart from the words used. The most basic type of listening, which involves identifying different sounds, voices. It interprets the verbal cues to understand what is being expressed. It comprises also distinguishing emotionally loaded words. Its goal is to realize the human emotions through words, hearing, feeling in the voice. It helps you to gain some level of comprehension, though you may not understand what is being communicated. You need to be able to identify variation in tones and sounds that signify different meanings. You can also use discriminative listening skills to comprehend meanings on the basis of the speaker's tone, mannerism, or body language in cases of lack of communication due to foreign accents. You will be able to recognize subtle differences. These differences include subtleties related to recognizing foreign languages, distinguishing accents, and clues to emotions and feelings. On the other hand, comprehensive listening concerns the interpretation of the substance conveyed by the speaker, words and ideas mainly. It is to gain knowledge. The main objective is to gain knowledge. It involves understanding thoughts, ideas, and messages depending on the listener background knowledge or schemata. The target also is to understand new practices for better performance. Purpose is to extract information, so it requires appropriate vocabulary and language proficiency. Mismatches in vocabulary and overly difficult and technical language can distract comprehensive listening. As an example, comprehensive listening is needed in the classroom and even at workplace. It's required for receiving and interpreting directions to find the location of a particular place. Now let's move to the basic types of listening. There are three main types: informational listening, critical listening, therapeutic, or empathetic listening. For informational listening, you listen to learn. Informational listening is less active. You listen to learn, you get new information or facts. You are not making judgments. Informational listening is often accompanied by note-taking, while critical listening is more active than informational listening. It's usually about problem solving or decision making. You evaluate or scrutinize what is being expressed. You analyze opinions and make judgments. Therapeutical or empathetic listening, on the other hand, you understand the speaker's feelings and emotions. You are more involved. This type encourages the speaker to explain and elaborate feelings and emotions. It's a little bit challenging, but it's a way of deeply connecting with other people to whom you are talking or listening. It focuses mainly on your understanding of another person's point of view, not yours. Informational listening, let's have a look or delve into its meaning. Whenever you listen to learn, you are rather engaged in informational listening. As a listener, you pay more attention to the content being communicated to gather some information. You listen predominantly to comprehend and absorb the information. This type requires concentrating and a conscious effort to understand. You make a lot of effort to understand the meaning conveyed by the speaker. Listening to learn or to be instructed is based on taking new information and facts, not on criticizing or analyzing the message. Note taking and questioning are the most important skills in this type of listening. Illustrative examples can be note taking the classes, listening to the news, getting directions, listening to speeches, mainly public speakers. Now, let's look at critical listening. Critical listening is a type of listening used for specific information. It is to determine accuracy, and the main goal is to evaluate or scrutinize what is being said. It's about analyzing opinions and making judgments. It involves also problem solving or decision making and aims at recognizing bias. It helps recognizing the speaker's inferences, what you infer from the message. It adds the distinguishing between facts and opinions and implicates evaluating sources and situations. This type of listening enables professionals to conduct brainstorming sessions, debate strategies, and develop new and innovative solutions. Questions to be asked in this type of listening is: what is the speaker trying to say? Or what is the main argument being undertaken? Or how does what I'm hearing is different from my feeling, knowledge, or opinions? Some examples that illustrate this type is when you listen to politicians making their election campaign speeches, which involve critical listening. Listening also to a salesperson before making a purchase order. When a salesperson, for example, describes his company's product, focusing email on its benefits, the listener conclusions and decisions should be made after he analyzes and evaluates trustworthiness of the message conveyed by the salesperson. And he makes a final decision then, and this decision is based rather on a mental judgment to accept or to reject it. Therapeutic or empathetic listening or being with involve attempting to understand the speaker's feelings and emotions, to put yourself into the speaker's shoes and share his or her thoughts. It is also called deep listening, which can be particularly challenging. It involves a deeper connection. The listener's purpose is beyond empathizing with a speaker, but to use his connection to help him or her to understand, change, or develop in some way. Empathy as a way of deeply connecting with another person is the main skill to be developed for reinforcing interpersonal relationship. Showing empathy is desirable in many interpersonal relationships. One may feel comfortable talking about his or her experiences, thoughts, behavior, and affect to you. Counselors, therapists, and other professionals use this type to understand their clients. Listening skills such as clarification and reflection are often used to ultimately provide help in these cases. In empathetic listening, you listen with your ears, but you also, and more importantly, listen with your eyes and with your heart. You listen for feeling, for meaning. You listen for behavior. You use your right brain as well as your left. You sense, you intuit, you feel, according to Stephen R. Covey. Thank you very much for watching. See you in the next video.